From the beautiful city, Chicago, Illinois, Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Chipper Jones, Troy Glaus, and Bobby Cox's first place Atlanta Braves. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrells as we get set to bring you the first of this three-game set and the first of the six-game homestand. Three with these guys, and then finish it off with three against the Cubs over the weekend. So the Sox come in off a brilliant 8-1 road trip. And, of course, with that road trip, the only loss we had, by the way, was 1-0. We come home at 34-34, that's 500. So you can't do anything in baseball until you get to 500. We are there now. The door is open. We can go ahead or we can fall back. But tonight, Johnny Danks on the bump.
Johnny Danks is going against the Atlanta Braves, and this is one of the better teams we're going to face all year long. And John's 6-5, his ERA in the low threes. And like all of the starters, he's been brilliant. The ERA for the starters over the last 12 games has been under 2, and John Danks has been one of the guys leading the way. So the Braves, 2.5 games in first place in front of the New York Mets, and the Sox, 5.5 games in back of Minnesota in the Central. And we're going to see Tommy Hansen tonight for the Braves. Hansen was 11-4 last year. He's 7-3 this year. He's 6'6". He's 220. He's got a terrific curveball, and we'll probably see a whole lot of it tonight. So, Hawk, we got to take care of these guys, and this is a tough team.
Good pitching against good pitching. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Hello and welcome back to U.S. Cellular Field as we get set for Game 1 between the Sox and the Braves. One of the big reasons for the Sox recent turnaround has been the starting pitching. The rotation has gone 9-1 in the last 12 games with an ERA just under 2. I had a chance to talk to a couple of members of the Sox about this recent turnaround.
Yeah, we just got hot and got contagious. I mean, it just took us a while to all get on the same page. It seemed like when we just didn't string anything together, and obviously none of us were consistent. I hadn't been consistent. Burrows and Gavin hadn't. Johnny Danks has been pretty steadfast, and Freddie over his last about 8 starts has been as good as anybody.
The big difference is we put it all together. It's not 1 or 2 guys pitching. It's been all 5 guys pitching on a regular basis. Each guy has had good games, but it hasn't been put together on a consistent basis, start after start. Each guy has had bad games too. We weren't pitching up to our potential, but I think we are. I think we are doing better, but I think it's more consistent.
I think the biggest thing is contagious. It's once one guy goes out there and kind of hits stride, the next guy wants to fall in. And I think over this winning streak, we've done, I don't know the numbers, but I know that our starters have given us a quality effort just about every time out.
And speaking of numbers, in our Jaguar High Performance of the Week, check out the last 6 starts of this starting rotation. Look at the ERA, 2.40, 31 hits in 45 innings pitched. They have 10 walks to 31 strikeouts, and hopefully they can get it done again here tonight as John Danks takes the hill for the Sox. We'll be back with the first pitch. Hawk and Stoney have that right after the break.
Braves, who are in first place in the East at 42-28, will start off with Martin Prado, who's hitting the daylights out of the ball. Then sensational rookie Jason Hayward hitting second. Then it's Chipper Jones, Troy Gloss, Brian McCann, Yunel Escobar, Omar Infante, Melky Cabrera, and Brooks Conrad at third base and hitting ninth. Jimmy John's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind John Danks left to right, Pierre Rios and Quentin in the infield, Vizquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate, and the Toyota starting pitcher is none other than John Danks. ERA a terrific 3.18, looking for his 7th win of the year, and this is 14th start. As you can see, left-handers have hit him a little better than right-handers. The game conditions, and it's a gorgeous night here. 85 degrees, 54% humidity, wind out of the west at 9 miles an hour, and nice and very warm. The umpires, Jim McClellan behind the plate, Andy Fletcher is at first, Mike Everett at second, and Adrian Johnson is at third. So they throw the ball around the infield. John Danks is ready to go, and so are we. And I turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the first of this 3-game set and the first of this 6-game homestand. Sox coming off their 7th best road trip in franchise history. 10 days, 9 games, 8-1, only lost 1-0. So they will wait until that clock out there hits 7:10 as Martin Prado will lead it off for Bobby Cox's Braves. Bobby Cox in his final season, he has 2,455 wins. So now it is 7:10. And here's Prado. Comes in hitting at .339, 6 homers. He's driven in 30. Takes first pitch strike. Last year for the Bravos hit .307, 11 homers, and drove in 49. That cutter inside.
Talked to Bobby Cox about Martin Prado, and I said, what prompted this kind of year from a guy who was good but not great before? And he said, very simply, he's just getting an opportunity. And Tim McClellan now goes out and talks with John Danks, and it's kind of interesting what they might be talking
Well,
about.
I think he's just taking a little time. I think that pitch got away off the edge of AJ's glove and maybe got McClellan. He seemed to be hot. So let's see if in fact that is what happened.
Cutter inside.
No, it didn't get it.
No, didn't touch him at all, and didn't hit Prado and didn't hit AJ.
He turned around and looked like he was pointing at AJ with that ball in his hand as he walked out to Danks. So anyway, everybody's okay, and here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's out of play. Fastball at 90. Braves come in 42-28. But since April 30th, they have the best record in Major League Baseball at 20 over, 34-14. That's the total. Down into the corner and out again. So Prado's 7th homer, like a high straight change, and it's 1-0 Atlanta.
RBI number 31 for Martin Prado. We told you coming in that he's hitting the daylights out of the ball, and that's exactly what it was, a high straight change. John got it up and out over the plate. And Prado starting this one out in a very ominous way.
Well, all Sox fans know the definitive or defining pitch for Danks is the changeup. When he keeps it down, he wins. When he gets it up, he loses. That's about how simple it is.
And it's only the 6th home run this year given up by Danks in 85 innings.
Hayward pops it up left side. Vizquel. And that's out number 1. Jason Hayward, just 20 years old, 6'5", 240 pounds. Came in hitting at 264, but he had 11 homers and 44 knocked in.
Former first-round draft choice, but the 14th player overall in the 2007 June draft.
That's high pop-up by Chipper Jones, 38-year-old veteran. And that's out number 2. Chipper comes in hitting at 250. 430 home runs in his career, and according to John Sherholtz, is a first-round ballot Hall of Famer.
He's always been a little more powerful from the left side. He was talking about retirement. A lot of people felt that it was imminent, but he said, hold on for a second. I'm talking about retirement, but I don't want to talk any more about it until the end of this season.
Here's a man who has 55 RBIs to go along with those 14 homers and 280 average. Troy Glaus, coming off shoulder surgery last year, takes first pitch strike.
There's a whole lot of people that believe that Troy Glaus is comeback player of the year in the National League.
One and one to count. From what we have seen of Glaus in the past against our left-handers, he's been very good, especially against Jim Parquet.
He's a pretty big, strong guy.
Yeah.
6'5", 240.
And the 2-1. That's into center field. Alex is there, but the high straight change leaves the premises, and after happening at play, it's the Braves 1 and the Sox coming to bat.
Vizquel hitting second, Alex Rios hitting third, and Paul Konerko cleanup. Then it's Quentin, Kotze, Pierzynski, Ramirez, and Gordon Beckham playing second and hitting ninth. Jimmy John's defensive setup, and now they'll line up behind Tommy Hansen in the outfield, left to right, and Fonte, Cabrera, and Hayward. In the infield, Conrad, Escobar, Prado, and Glaus. McCann behind the plate, and the Toyota starting pitcher is Tommy Hansen. 7-3 this year, on for his 15th start. The ERA 3.38. You can see the walk to strikeout ratio is spectacular. 86 with just 28 walks. And a couple of years ago, Hansen in the Arizona Fall League was 5-0. He was just like Steven Strasburg was last year. So Hansen drafted in the 22nd round, and they found gold because this young man has a world of potential. Won 11 games last year.
So before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as Juan Pierre will lead it off. None of our guys have ever faced Tommy Hansen. There's the bunt, a little too hard.
A pretty good idea to try to make Troy Glaus field it, but you want to swing him wide of the bag and then try to beat Hansen to the bag, but unfortunately that was right at Glaus.
So here's Omar Vizquel. Omar hitting at .268 a homer. He's driven in 12. Sox come in at 10-2 in interleague play. Overall, they're 138 up and 103 down. That's the third best interleague record in baseball. The Yankees are number 1, Minnesota number 2. The Braves are 7-2 in interleague play, but 6 of those games have come at Turner Field where they're 5-1. 2-0.
The Braves have played the fewest games at home of any team in baseball. As you look at Bobby Cox, this is his 50th and final season as a manager.
Two and one to count. Outfield swung around to the left. Conrad in on the grass at third. Is that fastball at 94 foul back to even the count at 2.
Braves this year 24-7 at home, 3 under, 18-21 on the road.
Best home record in Major League Baseball. Here's the 2-2. Ball hit hard, but sucked up by Prado, and it's out number 2. So with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click. And you at home can now be a part of our picks to click segment. Just tune into the Felco pregame live each game to see Ozzy's lineup, then make out your selection for your pick to click. And tonight, the White Sox fans watching at home voted for Paul Konerko. Our director and crew, Jim Angio, went for Alex Rios. Stone Pony's going with Mark Kotze and Alex, Kathy, and Kelly down at Signal Point in Niles, Michigan. And we're going to go with Omar Vizquel. That slider low and away. And the count 2-0. Alex hitting at .317, 13 long ones he's driven in 37. There's a chopper 2 hopper. Escobar. And a nice easy inning for Hansen. Meanwhile, he leads at 1-0.
What's the key factor to the White Sox success this season in interleague play? A, starting pitching. B, relief pitching. C, the offense. Or D, the defense. Text A, B, C, or D to 53695. Stick around for the U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live. For the final results, or visit csnchicago.com.
Brian McCann will lead it off here in the top of the second inning. Takes first pitch strike. McCann comes in, hitting at .258. 7 homers. He's driven in 29. And a count 0-2.
McCann is not wearing glasses tonight, and he's had a few eye problems. He had LASIK surgery and then wound up with dry eyes, and he was taking all kinds of drops, wearing 2 sets of glasses, but he seemed to have it all figured out.
I was sending Tracy Williams.
Probably a good thing, but McCann at his best is one of the better offensive catchers in all of baseball.
Well, last year he had 281, 21 homers, and knocked in 94. But right here, he gone.
Pretty good cutter out away from McCann. He set him up with a couple of fastballs, then cut this one out away. He expanded his strike zone, and that's the first strikeout for John Danks.
First of 3 against these Braves. First of 6 on this homestand. Finished it off with 3 against the Cubs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yunel Escobar, the shortstop, hitting at .247. No homers. He's driven in 17. That's fouled down in the count 0-2. Last year, he was a .299 hitter, 14 homers, and knocked in 76.
He came into this season above 300 in the major leagues, but this has not been a particularly good year for him. He is, however, a big, strong shortstop. Hasn't shown power yet.
Well, it's hard to fathom. Only 92 games left in Bobby Cox's managerial career. There's an inside-out base hit. Boy, he and John Schuerholz formed one of the greatest tandems in baseball history as far as the general manager combo. Awesome. 14 consecutive divisional titles.
Bobby has a 5-year contract as a consultant. And this year is over. The big question in Atlanta is who is going to follow Bobby Cox in that dugout?
Well, that was like asking who was going to follow Brooks Robinson III. The Sensei had a tough time until he got to California. Whenever you follow somebody like that, it's some big shoes. Infante. And that's out of play. 0-2 the count. Omar is 1 for 6 lifetime off Johnny Danks, and that one hit was a homer.
Infante can play just about anywhere on the field. Actually came over from the Chicago Cubs, although he never played for them. Spent most of his career with the Tigers.
Escobar 5 for 5 in stolen bases. Braves don't run a whole bunch. 35 for 48. And that changeup fouled away right side. And here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straight away center. And once again, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball way up. beautiful evening. Not a cloud in the sky. Yeah, there is over there behind the left field bandstand. And that's softly hit. Nice play by Vizquel. They're going to get the force at second. Beautiful play by Omar. And that's out number 2.
Excellent play by Vizquel to his left. He was hugging the line. Gordon Beckham knew that he had to play a first baseman on this because he was never going to get 2. Got it there, a good solid step before the sliding Escobar.
So that'll bring up the switch hitting center fielder Melky Cabrera, hitting at 260, a couple of homers. He's driven in 19. Takes first pitch strike.
Nate McLeod was the everyday center fielder, and he was having a terrible go of it. Then he ran headlong into Jason Hayward as they collided, and McLeod is still concussed.
One and one to count. Just a short lead by Escobar. Gap out there in left center as Rios over towards Quentin and right. And you can organize a group outing of 20 or more guests, purchase a block of tickets, or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. The more tickets you order, the more money you save. So call 312-674-1000 or visit WhiteSox.com. Yeah, a long way to go for Beckham. Can't get there. So now Escobar will make the turn.
That ball squibbed off the end of the bat and went out there with a whole lot of spin. Looked like a high cutter. And an inside out swing by Melky. Infante was going to stop at second, but finally picked up where the ball was and easily made it to third.
So that'll bring up Brooks Conrad. Hitting at 250, 3 homers. He's driven in 12. 30-year-old infielder. If foul. No, that's fair. So all is coming. As now they're going to wave Cabrera around. Here's a throw to the plate. No. It is a 3-0 Atlanta lead. Infante scores. Cabrera scores on the double by Conrad.
First ball cutter, and Conrad doesn't wait. The switch hitter, who is much better from the left side, looking out at John Danks from the right side. And they figured they were going to run on the combination of Pierre and Ramirez. It's a 3-run game as Don Cooper going to the mound to talk with John Danks. And John has gotten a few pitches up, especially to the right-handers, and he's paid a price for it.
Well, as we talked about, keeps it down, he wins. He gets it up, he loses. So here's Prado. He got a high changeup leading off the ball game and hit it out of here. Prado out of Maracay, Venezuela. And if he missed that home run,
leading off the ball game, straight change up in his eyes, and it went rocketing out of the park.
There's the strike, and the count evens at 1. And there's a shank right side. One hop into the seats. So Danks on top. A ball and 2 strikes. 3-4-0 for their guys. No runs, no hits, no errors for our guys.
Pretty good numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. When you're up over 300 and you're a leadoff hitter, you're doing quite a job.
He also has 21 doubles. Tried to sneak that fastball by him.
Got Rios playing Prado a couple of steps toward right center field. Everybody else pretty much straight away.
Pitch out. Well, the Braves on a 5-game winning streak. Sox on a 6-game winning streak. Ate him up. Meanwhile, some damage is done. Big 2-out, 2-run double by Conrad. It is 3-0 Bad Guys. Ozzie Guillen presented Bobby Cox with this gorgeous humidor. All the trimmings inside. And you see that Hall of Fame emblem right there with Bobby's name and number on there. And I believe Ozzie showed it to me before the game. It was to my legendary manager, Ozzie. And of course, Ozzie said he learned a tremendous amount from Bobby Cox, as a lot of other guys have as well.
Bobby Cox was just a tremendous man in the game, spent his whole life in the game, was a general manager and a manager, as well as a manager of Toronto. So Bobby's been around a long time, has had tremendous amount of success, but he's also touched many lives in the game, and there's a lot of people who came through Bobby's school of baseball that are a whole lot better for it.
Hall of Famer. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Pollard. And there's a base hit. You can cancel the post-game show.
Hansen tries to throw a high fastball by Paul, and a lot better pitchers than he is trying to do the same thing and don't have a whole lot of success with it.
That'll bring up Carlos Quentin, hitting at .216, 8 homers, but he has 37 knocked in. Ollie just a short lead. Big 6'6" right-hander. For his first pitch, fastball strike. Cutter. Talking to Joe Simpson, one of the Brave broadcasters, Joe said that for a while Hansen sort of fell in love with the cutter. Gotten away from it right now. That's blowing away.
Well, he's got a tremendous curveball, a good slider. He had two different kinds of fastballs. And all that cutter does if you miss with it, is spin and hang right over the middle of the plate.
That's a nice.
And he got away with one on the first pitch of Carlos. He's going to throw another slider here.
Chopper puts him out. Escobar, bare hands, nice play, but the throw is over. Off the mark. Everybody's safe.
It's got to be a base hit, and it was a big break. Because if that doesn't hit the mound and redirect, Escobar is going to be able to make this play at first base. When it hit the mound, Escobar has to barehand it. He's got a strong arm, but the throw is off the mark. Klaus does a nice job of getting the baseball first, and that's the #1 responsibility for any first baseman. Get the baseball.
That's the first issue in winning in the major leagues. Catch the baseball. You got to catch it. I don't care how good you pitch it. If you don't catch it, it's no good. Yes, here's Kotsay. Stone Ponies pick to click. Takes first pitch strike. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Kotsay hitting at 204, 6 homers. He's driven in 16.
Mark, a former Brave.
Outfield straight up. Just a bit of a gap out there in left center. And there's another strike in the count 0-2.
It's going to be a very lively night at the ballpark. It's warm, not all that humid, but the ball is carrying tonight.
Good 2-strike hitter right here, Mark. That ball hit deep. Stay fair. Stay fair. Stay fair. Dadgummit.
Everyone hugged that line for a long time. Probably 330 feet of the 335, and unfortunately, the last instant, it hooked in front of the pole. That would have tied it up with one swing of the bat, as Hansen makes a mistake on 0-2. And as you can see, hooked at the last instant.
So nobody out. 2 on. And once again, the 0-2 pitch. Good eye.
What we haven't seen so far is a Hansen curveball. When you get a guy with this much success out of the 22nd round in the draft, you're doing a nice job of developing.
There's a breaking ball. Off the end of the bat, Conrad. Oh, what a nice play by Brooks Conrad. Mercy. 1 out.
Conrad, in talking with Bobby Cox, they said he can play absolutely everywhere. And he's used them in a number of different places. There's that first Hansen curveball. Kotsay squibs it off the end of the bat, and Conrad, in one motion, barehands it, fires it across in plenty of time, and it almost handcuffs Klaus, who is not going to win a Gold Glove at first, but has done a decent job over there.
That was a Robin Ventura play right there.
Big play, good effort.
The Mad Ducks on the pond with 1 out, and here's AJ. AJ hitting at 243, 4 homers. He's driven in 18. Checks it up and takes ball 1. Outfield spread out, straight up. And there's a base hit. That's going to score a pair. So AJ is swinging a hot bat. And it's a 3-2 ball game. Yes.
Ramirez 19 and 20. And A.J. loves the ball down. Hansen got that fastball down. And A.J. just rifled it into right center field.
And going Quentin score. Don't stop now, boys, as here's Alexei hitting at 254, 6 homers. He's driven in 26. That's out of play right side. Second inning up in Milwaukee. Twins shutting out the Brewers 3-0.
I thought they'd start the left-handed Narveson against the Twins, but they put a 3 spot up on the board in the first.
A.J. just a short lead. And that's blowing away. 1-1 to count.
Hansen has a couple of wild pitches this year. And McCann is not the best in the National League at blocking low pitches.
But he can hit.
He can hit.
Couldn't pull the trigger, and the count 1-2. Gordon Beckham on deck. A.J. short lead. It's dormant. Static. And a good check right there. That evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First and 30, Alexei. And that's souvenir right side. And a reminder, this is your chance to win a Jake Peavy jersey and tell the Sox what you think. Simply log on to your computer and take a quick survey. Your answers are confidential. Visit whitesox.com/survey. You must complete the survey before tonight's game ends.
I think apparently Hansen didn't get the scouting report on the great speed that A.J. possesses.
Another huge lead by A.J. There's a shot. That's going to be in there. A.J., he will make the turn. Cabrera, who can throw, just gets it back into second base. So runners at the corners and 1 out. And here comes Beckham.
Hansen threw that fastball on the outer portion of the plate, but he got it up. And by up, we mean belt high. Let's see who always hit well in June. A 300 career hitter in the month of June. Drills it into right center field.
So here's Gordon hitting at 205. A homer. He's driven in 16. Tying run with 1 out at third. There's a shot. Foul.
So far, Hansen's not getting a whole lot of movement on that fastball. But when he's gotten it in hittable spots, Canerco, A.J., Ramirez, and now Beckham have hit the ball hard.
One to count.
Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, most likely is giving the sign for the pitch out.
Nice crowd on hand. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for their guys. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for our guys. So we're still hitting here in the bottom of the second. And that is popped up. So a big out for Hansen. And that'll bring up Juan Pierre. Juan tried to bunt leading off last inning and bunted too hard right to Glaus at first. Conrad in on the grass at third. Outfield short, swung around to the left. Fastball at 93. Strike 1.
Boy, the defense is set up with Cabrera and Infante. You would think they would pitching him away, as they're shallow and swung around toward left and left center.
Ball gets away.
They hit him.
They hit him. So AJ will have to go back to third. That'll load him up for Vizquel.
McCann goes out now to talk with Hansen. Threw a curveball and dropped it right on top of the foot of Juan Pierre.
Hansen with that curveball right there. McCann was going to have a tough time keeping that one in the vicinity.
I think that one was probably going to the screen, so just the fact that it hit Pierre probably saved the Braves a run.
Here's Omar. He grounded out hard to second base. There's ball 1. Well, after seeing him now for, this is the 11th hitter. You're a White Sox hitter. You got to just dismiss the curveball and look for something hard.
That's the only pitch he's consistently gotten over the plate.
And there's a shot base hit by Omar. Here comes Alexei as AJ scores. One into third base, and the Sox have taken a 4-3 lead. 2 out, 2-run single by Omar Vizquel. Yes. That's what he was sitting on. He got it, the fastball, and just drilled it.
RBI 13 and 14, and Omar gets a fastball down and on the inner portion. Hayward has some trouble with this one as it bounds up. He wouldn't have been able to make the play at the plate anyway, so runners at the corners, and since Omar has had an opportunity to play, he has absolutely been magnificent.
Omar has been one of the key, if not the key, issues in the turnaround of this ball club.
Well, with the glove at third base and at second base when they've had a chance to play him there, but swinging the bat since he's playing every day from both sides of the plate, he's been unbelievably good.
Don't stop now, boys, as runners at the corners, 2 out. And here's Alex Rios grounded out to Escobar at short. That's off the corner. Sox bat around here in the bottom of the second off Tommy Hansen. There's a shot foul. Just a little quick right there, Stumpling.
Well, he hung another slider. It looks like he's having all kinds of problems with both his curveball and his slider. And he's got a lot of pitches over the middle of the plate, up and down,
that have been hittable, and they've been hit. Good rip right there. That was another good pitch to hit, and Alex just underneath it. Well, Alex has really been swinging that bat.
That was supposed to be a slider, and it did very little of anything. Might have even backed up somewhat.
2 out, 1-2 the count. Just a short lead by Omar. That curveball as Hansen falls down. That evens the count at 2.
Tried to get a little something extra in that curveball, and he fell right off the mound.
More rotation, more velocity.
A little of something, but he went down in a heap.
I don't see guys go down very often on a curveball.
No, you don't.
A little bigger lead now by Omar. There he goes. And there's a chopper. Escobar's got a set. Can't get it. Base hit by Rios. Pierre scores. And it's a 5-3 ball game.
At number 38 for Alex Rios. A 2-run lead. And some nice hustle as Escobar thought that his arm was better than the legs of Rios. Took a little too much time getting a throwaway, and Alex beats the play. Easy call for Andy Fletcher.
Don't stop now, boys, as here's a man who started this inning off with that sharp single, Paul Konerko. Takes first pitch strike. Just a spinner to Paulie. That fastball. That one at 95. That's the first time I've seen him at 95.
I think there's a little aggravation taken out on that last fastball.
Now, Paulie's in the big hole with 2 out, 2 on, 0-2 the count.
This is when, if you're a base runner, you're looking for something in the dirt and maybe something that gets by McCann.
And that ball, he just tried to serve that one in the right field. And while we have a moment, a reminder, every White Sox Friday home game is United Flyaway Friday. Each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental U.S. United Airlines flies. So that's United, proud to fly the Chicago White Sox. Now time is called. And once again, the 0-2 pitch. Good check. He did not go. So I mentioned the Sox on this 6-game winning streak. This is the first time the Sox have had a 6-game winning streak without hitting a home run since 1942.
That's an amazing number. That and the fact that they've gone 8 games without hitting the ball out of the ballpark. That will really be put to the test tonight because it's very lively here.
The 1-2 pitch. Well inside, evens the count at 2 with Carlos Quentin on deck.
When you're a pitcher with 3 pitches and 2 of them aren't working, you're like a one-arm boxer. You're going to get hit a lot.
You better be pinpoint. And that's popped up right side, the breaking ball. Foul's now being called off. by Martin Prado, but a big crooked number goes up on that board, and we'll go to the third leading 5-3.
Left-hander, #1 draft choice, Chris Sale. Threw a low strike, hopefully more of the same. And Chris, congratulations on actually signing the contract today, and it's wonderful to see in that Sox uniform. And where are they going to send you first?
Well, what they told me was I was going to go over to Carolina League and play for their high A team in Winston-Salem.
I know you went 11-0 this year and you were a starter, but you're going to get a chance to learn a little bit about the bullpen, I understand.
Yes, sir. I think they are going to bring me out in relief. Probably because I threw quite a bit of innings this year, and maybe a little bit less workload. And so I'm really looking forward to it. The pitching coach over there is a great guy. I've heard nothing but really good things about him. So it'll give me one more step ahead. Kind of having him there.
Understand one thing about the organization you just joined. They are not afraid to bring young people to the major leagues, so we wish you a great deal of luck. Go down there, throw the ball well, and you can always use a good left-hander.
Well, thank you very much. I'm hoping to be playing out here with these guys, pretty soon.
Well, congratulations to you, Chris.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nice to see you.
All right, young left-hander Chris Sales out of Lakeland, Florida. Says the Lone Palm Golf Club gets a lot of his golf balls. Tell Figgy I said hello. Tell him Bobby Thigpen's a great guy. 1-1 to count with one out here in the top of the third. Jeffrey Jones popped up to Alex. That line shot by Hayward. That ball was hit hard, and a good job by Alex to stay with it. There's a nice change out front. Omar. Okay, so Chipper is gone. 2 down. 5 runs on 6 hits. No errors for our guys. 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors for their guys.
What you like to see from your starting pitcher, and in this case it's John Danks. He was trailing by 3. The offense got 5. And then you come back and you shut down the Braves.
Troy Glaus. He also went out to Alex in center. That is fouled away in the count 0-2.
When they brought Glaus over, they told him in spring training that he was going to learn to play first base. That was going to be his position. He's played a whole lot of third in his career, but they wanted to make sure he was entirely healthy, and they wanted to limit the amount of range that he had to have.
That's high in the right field. Carlos is there, makes the catch, so he gets the 5 and does exactly what Stevie said. Shuts it down. We'll go to the bottom of the third, leading by 2. Plays on demand with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
One of the things the Sox have to do is start to pick it up at home. They're just 15-18 here at U.S. Cellular Field. And a promising start to this one in the bottom of the third inning.
Carlos had an infield single and scored a run. That ball hit hard into right field. Hayward is there. That's just a hang woofle for Carlos.
Hayward is looking over at Cabrera and saying that the visibility right now isn't good. He pointed to his eyes. That ball never really got above the lights. That's a tough play to make normally, but especially at dusk, and that's exactly the conditions we have here. So all in all, he made a pretty good play on a very hard-hit ball.
Kotze looks Conrad and on the grass for Mark. Last time up, he cued one right off the end of the bat. Conrad came in and made just a terrific play to get him at first.
Kind of a surprising defensive setup because I haven't seen Mark bunt that way, and
I know
he's got no angle at all on any ground ball hit to the left side.
AJ on deck. There's slider strike. Slider.
AJ drove in a pair last inning.
Three and one to count. And there is ball four. First walk issued by Hansen.
Here's our AT&T trivia question. Mark Kotze walks to first base. Who's the Braves' all-time walks leader?
Boy, you got a lot of choices there, don't you?
This is a franchise been around for a while when you consider that it was a couple of different places. In Boston, in Milwaukee, and of course in Atlanta for quite some time.
AJ fouls that pitch over into the Brave dugout. AJ with that big two-run single, and he scored a run. They have had some hitters over there, starting off with number 44, Bad Henry. And that's fouled back. So very quickly, the count 0-2 to Pierzynski.
Outfield playing AJ straight away. And they're all fairly deep all the way around.
The looper, and that's a base hit. Kotze's going to give it a go. Good throw, they get it. He gone.
Not a particularly good base running play, although it is the second out at third. They tell you if you're going to gamble, make it the second out. However, Infante is a former third baseman. I mean, he's got a terrific arm. And he puts it right on the button, and they've got marked by plenty.
So now 2 down. That'll bring up Alexei, who had a base hit and a run scored last inning. Pick him up, Alexei. There's a base hit. Here comes A.J. He's being waved around. Infante with a throw. That's cut off. Nice 2-out RBI single by Alexei, and it's a 6-3 Sox lead.
RBI number 27. As Hansen tries to get that fastball inside. Alexei's got very quick hands, stands at the top of the box. He can get the fastball by him. Not a whole lot of movement on the Hansen fastball tonight.
Get a good pitching. Steals second, Alexei. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, you can run on McCann. And a lot of his throws this year have sailed to the first base side of second without a whole lot on him.
Just watching him throw in the infield. There's a ball into right field. Nice running catch by Jason Hayward, but the Sox pick up one more on a key 2-out RBI single by Alexei, and it is 6-3 good guys.
Bell. Open 1 a.m. or later.
Ryan McCann will lead it off. First ball fastball hunting, pops it up into short right center field. Alex. 1 pitch, 1 out. 6 runs on 8 hits for our guys. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Braves. Here's Escobar. He just shanked one into right field for a base hit. Takes first pitch strike. Man, that's the ball hit hard into left. Pierre comes in, makes a nice catch, caught it towards the end of the bat.
We all know about the throwing difficulties of Juan Pierre, but defensively, he's caught just about everything. Over his head to either side and coming straight in. He's had a good run defensively during this particular Sox run.
Well, you know, when you don't see a guy like, I haven't seen Juan Pierre that much in his career in the National League. When I My judging system is I'll start them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. I'll start them all off at a 5. And starting Pierre off at a 5 this year, defensively, I'm not talking about offense now, just defensively, he has moved up to about a 7, 7.5.
I remember just one misplay, that coming in Texas in front of that screened wall there. Other than that, he's been absolutely terrific and made some big plays.
Big play. That's the whole key. It's the plays he has made at crucial times. He has really thrown some leather.
And as you can see, nary an error to this point.
Infante, right off the end of the bat, cues that one foul, so the count hangs at 1-2. He gone. Second strikeout for Johnny Danks. That is 7 in a row retired by JD, and he leaves it 6-3. Cup champions, and you can text champs to B-Hawks. That's 242-957 to join Blackhawks Mobile and be entered in to win a Stanley Cup Champions Street banner autographed by members of the Blackhawks team. That's champs to 242-957. Top of the order here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-3 Sox. It'll be Pierre, Vizquel, and Rios. That pitch high and wide. One is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the second and came around to score. Conrad on the grass. There's a strike, and the count evens at 1. That's foul back and out of play. And a reminder, the White Sox and Cubs rivalry continues this season as the winner of the series takes home the Crosstown Cup presented by BP. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. In Game 2 tomorrow night, Mark Burley against Mr. Hudson. Tim Hudson, 34-year-old veteran right-hander. And that's just lifted out there. I'll tell you, this Hayward looks like he gets a real good jump on the ball out there. That was an easy play for him, but on the other couple other plays, he was off and running.
Well, he's got tremendous speed, and at 6'5", 240, you can appreciate in this his first year why they're so high on him.
So here's Omar. 1 for 2, a big 2-out, 2-run single. Takes it high and wide. Omar, Mark Tien went down May 30th with that broken finger. And since that time, Omar, in his starts at third base. The club is 12-6. And he has hit since May 30th. 319.
Well, he's up to 273 overall, and he started out not having much of an opportunity to play at all. That batting average was in the ones.
Boy, what a nice pickup he has been.
Taking a look at him at 43 years old, realizing the shape that he's in, and having talked to him, he said that if the numbers look good this year and if he feels as good as he does now, he's going to play another year.
And that's into left field. That's going to hang up for Infante, and that's out number 2. Well, as we were talking to him the other day on the bus, he loves it every bit right now as much as he ever has. He loves coming to the ballpark. He has more fun in a pregame batting practice in the infield than anybody on our club.
I also think he's done a tremendous job helping Alexei Ramirez understand more about coming to second base under control and turning double plays than anybody has to this point, because Ramirez over the last 3 weeks or so has just gotten better and better defensively at shortstop.
This is the best that Alexei has played at shortstop.
And the fact that he's scalding the ball.
Breaking ball strike and the count 0-2. Alexei 1 for 2 with an infield RBI single. Picked up his 38th in the second inning when the Sox scored 5 of their 6 runs. That's one.
In the better late than never category, the pitch before this, the last curveball that Hansen threw, was the best he's thrown tonight.
That fastball inside, and the count evens at 2.
Pitch number 73 on the way, which is a very high total, not through the 4th inning quite yet.
Hung that one, got away with it. What is his shirt?
He had got in his shirt and he had no idea where it was. He stayed in front of it. That's what they tell you to do. But they don't tell you it's going to sneak in your shirt.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
So that's an inside the shirt single. Conrad knew that he had the baseball because he could feel it. He just didn't know where it was. And he looks up. He looks behind him. And Alex will take it. He's 2 for 3.
Here's Paulie.
That'll make a few highlight reels.
That happened to me one time at first base, and I think it was in Baltimore.
On a ground ball or a ball you picked out of the dirt?
No, on a ground ball. Yeah, and it's a weird feeling because you know you got it, you just can't find it. I've seen that happen over the years, maybe, I don't know, 12, 15 times. Paulie started off that 5-run second with a hard single. And Alex, with 20 stolen bases and 26 attempts, is looking to get something and go. Easily back in at first base.
Well, this would be a good time if Alex decides to run. Not necessarily 1-0, although you very rarely see pitch outs 1-0.
Fastball outside. Now he's got the catbird seat, does Konerko. Outfield straight up, spread out. drops a hook on him on 2-0. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source. Shop at www.whitesox.com.
That was a signal from Brian McCann to throw to first base, as he's getting his signs from most likely Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, on the bench, and they think Rios is going.
But he's going to have a good pitch to go on right here. If he does, here's the curveball and the count 2-2.
Well, if he'll throw you a curveball 2-0, you can bet he'll probably throw it 2-1. He's thrown two of his better ones. There's a look at the venerable skipper of these Atlanta Braves, Bobby Cox.
There he goes. He had a jump right there. They had no chance to throw him out.
Good 5-step jump. But of course, with 2 strikes, Paul certainly looking for a fastball. He got it and fouled it off. Nice percentage for a guy 6'5", about 220 pounds, as is Alex Rios.
There he goes again. And that's softly in the center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Alex did not read it.
I think he lost track of the outs, because had he known there were 2 outs, he probably would have continued to go, because if the guy catches it, obviously the inning's over. He gets a great jump again. This a breaking ball. Paul stayed right with it, took it off the end of the bat, and you see Alex right there. He just stops.
So now here is Carlos. Had an infield single and lined hard into right center field that Jason Hayward made a nice catch on. That ball hit deep. Way back. If Fonte looks up, you can put it on the ball. Yeah. Yeah. 3-run blast by Carlos Quentin, and it's a 9-3 Sox lead. Mercy.
The home run drought is over on a first ball fastball from Tommy Hansen. Carlos Quentin now has 40 runs driven in with a batting average below 220. And our Ford home run replay, he gets that fastball up and out over the plate. McCann wanted it inside. And Tommy Hansen has gotten shellacked tonight. 9 runs on 11 hits.
There's another shot. That's in the gap. So Mark will pull up at second with his 4th 2-bagger of the season. 6 of the 9 runs have come with 2 out.
McDowell to the mound because the bullpen has just started to get loose. A seemingly innocuous inning. 2 out, nobody on. And then Alex Rios with a base hit, and then the floodgates started to open. Chavez loosening up in the bullpen, and he's trying to get ready as quickly as he possibly can.
And here's AJ. AJ 2 for 2, a big 2-run single in the second. He singled and scored also in the 3rd inning. Tommy Hansen coming in. He was 4-0 in interleague play in his career. And that pitch taken for a strike.
Well, the home run drought lasts for 8 games and 3 2/3 innings.
That's low, 1-1. And there's a ground ball. Get by him. He knocks it down. Prado does. Cannot throw him out. So AJ is 3 for 3. Kotze at third. And that'll bring up Alexei.
That diving stop saved the run. And it was a good effort by Prado, but couldn't come close to throwing out AJ. And that's going to be it for young Tommy Hansen.
AJ has moved his average up to 254 and rising as Hansen will depart, and we'll be back. With GMC Sports Night. Don't miss White Sox Braves tomorrow night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
It's our Lexus Pursuing Perfection call to the pen, and it's Jesse Chavez. He's 0-1, the ERA up there at 7.33, on for the 19th time. All of them out of the bullpen. 8 walks, 22 strikeouts in 23 1/3 innings. As you can see, left-handers have given him a problem. And he inherits runners at first and third with a 6-run deficit.
And Alexei is 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Takes that pitch up high. 9 runs on 13 hits, no errors for our Sox. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors for their Braves. To know the count. Just tuning in, Sox were trailing 3-0 after an inning and a half, and they put the big crooked number, a 5 spot on the board in the second. Added 1 in the third and 3 so far here in the fourth. 3-run homer by Carlos Quentin. And it is high into right center field. Cabrera making the call. And that'll do it. But another crooked number on the board. We're into the fifth, leading 9-3. Melky Cabrera. Brooks Conrad, then back to the top of the order with Martin Prado as that pitch high and away. Cabrera singled and scored back in the second. Going to treat it like it's a 0-0 ball game, Johnny. There's a strike and the count evens at 1.
This one started out a little shaky, but after trailing 3-0, his offense is given a 9. And the book is closed on Tommy Hansen. 3 2/3 innings, 9 runs on 13 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts.
1-2 pitch. Pops it up right side. Carlos. 1 down. And a reminder, you can text Subway to 53695. And if you are the 500th texter, you could win $5 footlong subs from Subway. There's Brooks Conrad, had a 2-run double. That was a 2-out 2-run double in the second inning.
And when you think back to that 4th, if that ball doesn't get stuck in his shirt, those next 4 hits and 3 runs don't score.
Gordon is there, but it did.
It did.
Inside the shirt single, as you said.
And he will not forget that one.
And if you miss that one,
here's our Xfinity high defining moment. 2 out, nobody on. Ground ball right at Conrad. He knows he has it. He just doesn't know where he has it. And that led to 4 more hits and 3 more runs.
Prado hit a high changeup leading off the ball game over the left center field fence, or left field fence, I should say, into our bullpen. Can't get that fastball at 92, so the count evens at 1. And Mully's happy. 9-3 Sox.
Talked to the boys yesterday, and they were absolutely ecstatic over the road trip, as you would expect. Looking for more of the same here at home.
There's a chopper. Omar. Nice 1-2-3 inning. That's 10 in a row retired by Danks. We're halfway home, leading by 6.
we head back into the bottom of the 5th inning. All Sox. And John Danks, after a rocky start, has started to heat it up.
10 in a row he has retired, as Gordon Beckham will lead it off for us here in the bottom of the 5th against Jesse Chavez. A pitch inside. Gordon has popped up to short and lined hard to right field. Here for a second when he hit that line shot down into the right field area, there was going to be a base hit. But once again, that Jason Hayward, 6'5", 240 pounds, is 20 years old. He can get a jump on it. Outfield for the most part straight away. And there's a little looper, and that's going to hang for Cabrera.
Here's our AT&T trivia question, followed by the answer. Who was the last Pirate pitcher to win 20 games in a season? I'm not sure that's exactly the one we wanted. I thought it was who has the most walks of any of these spunky Braves.
Well, the first thing that would pop in your mind would be Hank Aaron.
He would be one of those guys.
Well,
I know it's not.
They've got a long list.
I know it's not Glenn Hubbard. And the answer is Chipper Jones.
I had Chippers in that list. Boy, you had Eddie Matthews. You had Joe Adcock. A lot of guys. Dale Murphy.
Fred Tenney.
By the pitcher, and now that'll be a base hit. Well, Pierre Prado cannot come up with it clean.
You would think that Bob Rosenberg, who is the official scorer, would rule that one a base hit. Chipper Jones, Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron, Dale Murphy, and none other than Fred Tenney. Well, Fred would be up a little higher than that, but he's stuck at 5th.
So here's Omar. Probably had the biggest hit in the game so far. Had 2 out, 2-run single in the second. And of course, that's Dale and Kathy and Kelly. Signal point. Niles, Michigan. That's their pick to click. Got him out in front, and the count evens at 1.
I asked Omar what it felt like to have more hits than Lou Gehrig. He told me it was just almost hard to believe that his name could even be used in a sentence with Lou Gehrig, let alone have more hits.
Well, for you and I, it's especially almost unbelievable after seeing Omar break into the big leagues.
Yeah. He felt the same way. And in fact, they didn't think he'd hit, so they tried to make him a switch hitter when he was in Double-A. And he said at first he was mystified by it, and all of a sudden it seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah, almost 2,800 hits later as he goes down, and that is out number 2.
Good moving fastball by Chavez. Pretty good news out of Milwaukee as the Brewers take a 4-3 lead over Minnesota after trailing 3-0.
Rios, deep, carry, stretch, get on back there on the front of the track right there as Hayward hauls it in. So Rios is retired. That'll retire the side. Alex now 2 for 4 with an RBI, and we'll go to the 6th, still leading.
far. Starting pitching has been the overwhelming favorite of you fans. There's still time to vote for what you think is a key factor to the White Sox success this season in interleague play. Again, final results will be shown on the U.S. Cellular post-game show.
Jason Hayward 0 for 2. Takes ball 2. He is fouled out to Vizquel at third and lined out to Rios in center. No walks. Come on, Johnny. No walks. Make him hit his way on. 3-0. There's one.
Talked to Bobby Cox about Jason Hayward. He said he came to spring training with no promises. He had to make the team. He said if he didn't make the team, he was not going to be with the team. As he said, we either are going to play him or send him down to the minor leagues, and he played his way onto the club.
That's popped up left side. Juan Pierre. Now Alexei. Now it's Juan. In foul ground. Check it. Fair ground. Makes the catch. One down.
Well, the John Danks of a couple of years ago, Hawk, would have never been able to come back and do what he's done tonight. Get touched up early. A lot of young pitchers, when they get hit early, they can't right the ship. And John has just gotten better and better after getting touched up early.
Well, there are always exceptions to every rule, but the vast majority of young pitchers have to learn how to stay out of the big inning or come back from getting touched up. I mean, it's been that way for 100 and something years. And Johnny, of course, is as competitive as anybody who will step on a baseball field. That's one of his biggest assets. And he has had two great situations to be in. One, to be with a pitching coach like Don Cooper and have a manager like Ozzie Guillen, and the second one, having a teammate like Mark Buehrle. He's had two mentors. As there's a flipper that's going to fall for Chipper in the right field. So he's 1 for 3.
Well, Mark Buehrle is so similar in his approach to John Danks. You can add probably 3-4 miles an hour to Mark Buehrle's stuff, and it would be John Danks. He throws the same kind of changeup, low and away to the right-handers. Throws the same kind of cutter. John throws it a little bit harder, but if John has any of the kind of career that Mark Buehrle has had, he will have a terrific go of it.
Well, they both have a couple of qualities that really help out. They both got big hearts and big stones. As Chipper. Johnny forgot, or I was looking at you. Just took off. That's his 5th stolen base.
Well, John Danks wasn't looking at him, and he looks out, just smiles at Chipper Jones. Jones realizes that it's just the top of the 6th inning. And this ballpark and the reputation it has precedes itself. I mean, this is a ballpark where you can score a whole lot of runs, especially on a night like tonight.
Well, we scored 9 in 3 innings. As Troy Glaus can't get it. And the count 2-1. He scored 5 in the second, if you're just tuning in, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. So a lot of the rules that used to hold true no longer hold true. That's popped up right side. Carlos. 2 down. So Glaus now has gone out to center and also twice to Quentin. They'll bring up the catcher, Brian McCann. Brian has struck out and then popped up to Rios.
Well, after a whole lot of pitches in that second inning, John Danks will deliver his 77th with 2 outs here in the 6th. That's been
first pitch strike.
That's been another one of the keys during this run of the starting pitchers. They've taken the game deep each and every time, and that's taken a whole lot of pressure off the bullpen.
Well, everything feeds off defense. Obviously, with pitching being the first line of defense. That's the name of the game in baseball, Steve. But you've got to catch the baseball. You got to catch the baseball. That allows pitchers to throw fewer pitches, plays that are made and errors that are not made. It allows them to go deeper. The plate gets wider. Everything just thrives off defense.
Well, if you give a major league team more than 3 outs in an inning, more times than not, you're going to get hurt.
And that's what we were doing. We were giving them 4 and 5 outs.
Consistently. That's one of the reasons we were 9 under 500. Trying to go 1 over after this one.
It all starts with catching the baseball. I don't care how good your pitching is. If you don't catch it, it's not any good. Can't catch the baseball. I don't care how good your hitting is. It's no good.
Well, Detroit is getting clobbered by the Mets. That game 10-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning in New York.
It's Citibank. City Park. Big rip by McCann just underneath it.
The Braves knew this would be their time to put a little daylight between themselves and the rest of the division, in that they're playing 15 of 18 at home. And right now they've played fewer games than any other team in the major leagues at their home ballpark.
That change up and in. Yeah, they're 18 and 21 on the road and 24 and 7 at home.
I can believe they've only played 31 games in Atlanta. But you can tell they're pretty comfortable there by that record.
That's up high, 2-2. Well, at the old stadium, that was the second highest elevation in Major League Baseball outside of Denver. And that ball was just a launching pad. Well, Turner Field is not a launching pad.
Turner Field is a terrific place to pitch.
We played some exhibition games at the old ballpark there, and I'll tell you what, just semi-line drives went up. 2-2, and that's foul.
Well, this Atlanta team has a very strong rotation. They're about to get stronger because Jurgens is coming back from the disabled list with a hamstring problem. Kawakami, who's 0-9, is going to go in their bullpen. So their rotation gets a big boost.
Nice pitch by Johnny Danks. Softly hit in the center field. And that'll retire the side. Nothing across. It was a hit, no errors, 1 stranded. And it is still 9-3 good guys. Champions, and you can text champs to BHawks. That's 242-957 to join Blackhawks Mobile and be entered in a contest to win a Stanley Cup Champion street banner autographed by members of the Blackhawks team. That's champs to 242-957.
Had a chance to do a TV show with John McDonough last night, David Kaplan, Chicago Tribune Live, and John said it was the first night where it's finally sunk in that they have won a Stanley Cup. He said all this time, like a whirlwind situation for him, but last night he finally got to the point where that tremendous accomplishment finally was real.
Paul Konerko can't get it from Chavez. Well, if you look at this is a great sports town. If you look at all the sports executives in this town, John McDonough is right at the top. Right at the top. What he has done with that franchise since going over there.
Well,
and of course, Rocky Wirtz and McDonough have really been a terrific tandem. A terrific tandem.
Third year. In their third year, they won it all.
Amazing. And look where they were 3 years ago. Went from being voted the worst sports franchise, not hockey, sports franchise, and now to winning the Stanley Cup 3 years later.
To see all those people at the parade was astonishing.
Paulie is 2 for 3. 2 runs scored. He started off that 5-run second. That was our first hit off Hansen, who had retired the side in order in the first. They have done a fantastic job with the Blackhawks.
And John was the first to admit that they've got a lot of work ahead of them because of cap issues heading into next year.
That's a shot down into the left field corner. And Fonte will get it back in to hold Paulie to a single.
Omar did a nice job of getting that ball off the wall and firing it back in. That looked like 2 bases off the bat. Object is to not get trapped too close to the wall. And he realized that Paul doesn't have great speed. So it's just a long single.
So here's Carlos. He had an infield single and a run scored in the second. He lined out hard to lead off the third. Then in the fourth, his 9th homer. A 3-run shot. He now has 40 RBIs. And if you missed it,
hard to believe that the guy who was hitting in the 2 teens and below most of this year could have 40 runs driven in on the 22nd of June.
Well, coming in, hitting 216. He's hitting 222 now, and that's a hard 222. Plus, he has played very well in right field.
Well, in this game, if you're going to be a run producer, they're not going to ask you much about that batting average. They're going to ask you how many you drove in.
Well, one of the great statements about hitting is that's popped up left side. It's an adage over the years that is so true. Don't tell me what you hit, tell me when you hit it. 1 out. And here's Kotze. He's 1 for 2. And you can stop by the Comcast Fundamentals deck at US Cellular Field for the ultimate game day experience. You can visit the Comcast dugout to see official White Sox equipment, take photos next to life-size player cutouts, and listen to updates about the Sox pitching staff over the Xfinity Voice dugout phone. All brought to you by Comcast. Wobble momentarily, but they still should turn it, and they do. So a 4-6-3 double play, and we're into the 7th. BP Crosstown Cup. Tune in for CSN's in-depth coverage as Chicago's favorite showdown heads south. It all kicks off Friday at 1 with a special edition of the Chicago Tribune Live. White Sox Cubs Friday at 1 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Top of the 7th inning. Escobar, Infante, and Cabrera to face Johnny Danks. Johnny trying to pick up his 7th victory of the season and even up his career record of 38 apiece. Escobar, he's 1 for 2, a soft single to right, and then he lined out to Pierre in left. And there's a base hit. So the leadoff single.
That's 2 of them for Escobar.
Here's Infante. It's into a 5-4 fielder's choice. Good play by Omar at third. Then he struck out on a good changeup in the 4th. Outfield around to the right. Gap in left center. Ball gets away, but no advance by Escobar.
Pena loosening up in the bullpen. Told it is warm. Trying to get a little more humid evening. John is not used to getting this kind of offensive support. It happened one other time. His 2nd start of the year. He got 11 against Toronto.
Ball hit hard. Nice knockdown. Nice feed and Rock'em. Nice play by Alexei Ramirez. That ball was killed.
Our Home Depot doing more on defense is a 1-hop rocket that Alexei looks like a hockey goalie as he goes down to make the play. Turns into a 6-4-3 and an easy one as Infante is out by a good step and a half at first.
Well, we touched on it a couple innings ago. This has been this month the best shortstop that Alexei has played since he has been with us. And it would be hard to overlook the coincidence, so to speak, that Omar Vizquel is here.
Well, I'm sure that Omar does a great deal of talking to Alexei on the field, between pitches, and on the bench, between innings. In fact, Omar told me that Robbie Alomar used to do the same thing with him, and they talk about pitchers. And he said Robbie was the best at picking up what opposing pitchers were doing, how they were going to pitch to him, and if they had any tells in their delivery. He said Alomar was the best he ever played with, being able to look at an opposing pitcher, and if he did it for a couple of hitters, sometimes an inning, he pretty much knew what was coming most of the time.
There were a lot of areas that Robbie Alomar was the best that ever played this game did. Here's Conrad. He's 1 for 2, a 2-out, 2-run single back in the 2nd inning. And the count 0-2. 28,773. Nice walk up tonight. A beautiful evening here in the beautiful city.
Yeah, we have to hope that the weatherman cooperates for tomorrow. There's supposed to be a very big crowd here tomorrow night, and hopefully for the finale Thursday afternoon.
Nice job by AJ. 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes for Brooks Conrad. He gone. Nice change up by Danks. 7th inning stretch, 9-3 White Sox. A.J. Pierzynski will lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A.J. is 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. His average up to 254. Just tuning in, Braves took a 1-0 lead in the first. Leadoff homer by Martin Prado. Added 2 more in the second. But in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Sox came right back with a 5 spot, a big crooked number. Added 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 3-run homer by Carlos Quentin. And of course that home run by Carlos. Alex Nelia's family will donate $100 for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season to White Sox charities, and that is number 75. So $7,500 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursa.
They've got you up on the board.
Put it on the board.
It is.
As that's fouled away.
There it is.
28,773.
And for those of you who guessed B, you win the Hawk Attendance Award.
A hearty handshake.
That's it.
There's a shot just fouled. Sox trying to pick up their 7th straight and go to 11-2 in interleague play. And overall bump their record up to 139 wins, 103 down. And another foul.
Jamie Moyer was able to defeat the Indians 2-1 tonight in Philadelphia, running his record to 8-6.
Good for him.
For a 47-year-old.
That ball hit into left center field. Infante. So they finally retire AJ, and it'll bring up Alexa. Ramirez 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Back to the middle of shot. He is 3 for 4. And a reminder that 70s night, fireworks and 70s style tube socks presented by Maytag and Clorox Wednesday versus these Braves. That's at 7:10 p.m. tomorrow night. First 10,000 fans will receive 70s style tube socks from Maytag and Clorox. For tickets, call 866-SOX-TEAM or visit whitesox.com. We need Gordon to get a base hit. He's the only one that does not have a hit. Sox 9 runs on 16 hits. He has popped the short line hard to right and going out to center. Oh, and 2 the count.
Jesse Chavez has come into this game since the 4th inning and restored a little order. Tommy Hansen had a very rough evening.
Well, Tommy couldn't get his breaking stuff over.
No, was a one-pitch pitcher. And 9 runs and 13 hits later, he was gone.
You can occasionally get by with one pitch if you're throwing it through a teacup, but not very often. As he gets him, so that's 2 gone, and one of the greatest examples of that was in the 7th game of the World Series. Sandy Koufax against the Minnesota Twins. 1965, 7th game. Could not get a breaking ball.
Didn't have a curveball.
Threw nothing but fastballs against the best fastball hitting team in the American League. Maybe probably in all of baseball. And they never had a chance. He was spotting it in, out, up, down. Juan is 1 for 3 with a run scored. And the count evens at 1. Omar Vizquel on deck. And that's foul. Once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Mark Burley. It's Tim Hudson. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Game 2 of this 6-game homestand. On Thursday afternoon, finale, Gavin Ford against Derek Lowe. And the Cubs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's a shank, and that's going to be foul. In that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday series against the Cubs, we're going to run Peavy, Garcia, and Danks out there. Cubs are going to run Lilly, Zambrano, and Dempster. Now, the television schedule tomorrow night, it'll be right here on Comcast Sportsnet. On Thursday afternoon, it'll be over WGN. Reach out, pokes it into short. Left center. Cabrera comes in front of Infante, and that'll do it. Nothing across. We're into the 8th with a 6-run lead.
Done for John Danks, who went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits, walked 1, fanned 3. And on comes Tony Pena on for the 24th time. The record at 1-1. ERA 4.32. You can see left-handers have had no luck with him. Overall opponents hitting just .213, and that's more than a respectable number. That's a pretty solid number. So another starter goes into the 8th inning.
Martin Prado, 1 for 3. That homer leading off the ball game. Takes it up high. And that's a fair ball right down the line. It's going to be his 22nd double. Maybe a triple. Yeah, he's going to give it a go. Here's the throw. No. So he picks up his first triple.
Well, as soon as that one got trapped in the corner, Juan expected that the ball would bounce out. It didn't. It just stuck in there. His last triple, almost 2 years ago, because this one goes down the line. And as you can see, it just sticks right there. Second hit for Prado. He got half, the most difficult half of the cycle, the triple and the home run.
And here's Hayward. He's 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch strike. Outfield, for the most part, straight up. And that is popped up left side. Unplayable. First row. And the count 0-2. Hayward is fouled out to Vizquel. Lined out hard to Rios in center. And popped up to Pierre in left. "20 years old, 6'5", 240 pounds. On the board out there, they've got his average at 260. They get his home runs at 11. They get his RBIs at 44. But the most impressive thing about a guy like this youngster, 42 walks.
And a good solid defense.
From what we've seen, he looks really good out there defensively.
That's what he hopefully will be able to maintain, and there's no reason why he shouldn't, is unbelievable speed for a man as big as he is.
Gordon's got him. Throws him out. Prado scores, and it's a 9-4 ball game.
RBI number 45 for Hayward.
So here's Chipper Jones. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a stolen base. Had a little soft flipper single into right field. Batting right-handed off Danks. Big hat.
When Chipper was drafted, the best player in that draft was thought to be a right-hander out of Texas named Todd Van Poppel. He said he was not going to sign. So as the second prize in the draft, the Braves took Chipper Jones. Van Poppel then later went to the Oakland team, had a decent but not spectacular major league career. And Chipper Jones has been the face of this franchise for a long, long time.
1-2 pitch. High pop-up. Beckham making the call. Well, I was surprised at how big Chipper Jones is. They got him listed as 6'4", 210, but you stand next to him, he looks bigger than that.
Well, you don't find that many switch hitters with the kind of power that Chipper has had all these years. He's at the point now of his career where his body is betraying him.
There's Troy Glaus. He's 0 for 3. Line shot. Pierre's there. Hanging Wilford for Jones. And that'll do it. They do pick up a run. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, leading 9-4. Chicago.com to submit your question, and you might just get an answer live on air. So don't miss U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live with Chuck, Frank, and Bill immediately following this game on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Bottom of the 8th, Omar Vizquel, Alex Rios, and Paul Konerko to face Chavez. He came on back in the 4th. And since that time has given up no runs on just 3 hits. Omar can't get it. That 2-run, 2-out single back in the 2nd so far has been the big hit of this ball game. 3-run homer by Carlos just put things out of sorts, so to speak, for the Braves.
And AJ's 2-run single was a huge 2nd inning, trailing by 3 going into that 2nd.
That made it a 3-2 ball game. And Omar with 2 out. A 2-run single made it a 4-3 ball game. Checks it up. Off the outside corner, 2-2.
Well, you don't get a lot of accolades for what Jesse Chavez has done tonight. But he came in the 4th inning in a game that had gotten out of hand. It was already 9-3. And what he did was save the rest of the bullpen for another day. Because this was a game you could have easily used 3 or 4 pitchers And instead, Bobby Cox has only had to use 2 and only 1 out of their bullpen.
First pitch strike to Alex, who was 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored.
It's got Linebrink throwing in the bullpen for the Sox.
That pitch just off the plate, and the count 2-1. There's a broken bat. Prado sucks it up, throws him out. 2 gone. And a reminder, Thursday, July 8th at 6 p.m. you can enjoy an intimate culinary fundraiser hosted by the Sox wives with their husbands attending a service at Texas de Brazil. Texas de Brazil. For tickets, go to whitesox.com under the community section. So here's Diane Viciedo making his first plate appearance here at home. Viciedo on Sunday started that ball game, hit the ball hard his first 3 times up, got a hit, went 1 for 4. The young man down at Charlotte was hitting .290, 14 homers and 34 driven in. That was after just a horrible start. Now in 08 he got off to a horrible start at Birmingham and really came on strong in the second half. And he was really coming on strong down at Charlotte. The 0-2 pitch. And that'll do it. So a terrific job by Jesse Chavez. Meanwhile, we'll go to the 9th. It is still 9-4 good guys.
With these same Braves, and then the Cubs come back from Seattle and come to town. Then it's on the road again with Kansas City for 3 and the Texas Rangers over the July 4th holiday for 3. Dan Viciedo takes over at first base, and Scott Linebrink comes into the game. So 7 for Danks, 1 for Pena. And Linebrink at 1-0, ERA 5.47, on for the 22nd time.
That is ball 1 to Ryan McCann, who was 0 for 3, a strikeout. Twice he has gone out to center. out of here. So it is 9-5.
Home run number 8, RBI number 30. Said Linebrink greeted rather rudely. A towering fly ball that didn't come down till it left the ballpark.
There's first pitch strike to Escobar, who is 2 for 3. Let's see, 6th home run that Scott has thrown in 24 2/3 innings. Change up right there, had him well out in front, and count 1-2. Tried the inside out it. Gordon's got him. And that's out number 1.
Gordon's been playing a very aggressive second base. It's really the only way to play it. Even though it's your shortest throw. From right-hand hitters, you get a lot of squibbers off the end of the bat. And Gordon, who's just an aggressive player by nature, carrying it over into the defense.
Here's Omar Infante. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Infante has hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice. Terrific play by Omar Vizquel at third to get the fielder's choice, force at second. Then he struck out, and then he hit into a 6-4-3 double play. And that was a terrific play by Alexi Ramirez. That ball was an absolute bullet. Ball and 2 strikes to Infante. Got a piece of AJ right there. But the big man will shake it off.
That doesn't make a catcher real happy. You've been behind the plate all game. Come away relatively unscathed. Been a great night offensively for AJ. Then he catches one right on the arm.
No walk, Scott. 3-2.
Bullpen up and going for the Sox, just in case Linebrink has any problems.
Well, you can get a bunch in a hurry in this ballpark.
Randy Williams. Juan Nieves on the phone. Probably going to get somebody else up also.
And there's a chopper to Hopper. Low throw. And Vizquel could not come up with it. It'll be an error.
And that one hit right off the hand of Ramirez. And that's exactly the way Martin broke a finger. And hopefully Alexei doesn't have the same problem. Now they're going out. Ozzy's going to take a look, as is Hermy. And that ball, when you try to put your throwing hand over the glove, it hits right off the end of your finger. And we just have to hope that he's okay.
Yeah, he's been playing a terrific shortstop, as we've talked about several times in this game.
See right here, when he puts the throwing hand into the glove, that's what made the throw go in the dirt. Vizquel cannot come up with it. It does go as an error, but that's not the important thing at this point. The important thing is that middle finger on the throwing hand of Alexei Ramirez.
Yeah, he stuck his finger right into it.
Yep.
Hopefully it's just a nail.
Well, you can go a long time without seeing an infielder do it, and we've seen it twice on the left side of the Sox infield. Now Alexei is going to take a couple of throws.
Well, everybody's done it, and it certainly does not feel good. So Ozzy's going to say that's enough.
Well, they're going to take a picture of that just to see that he's okay. Brent Lillibridge is going to come out. He's going to take over at shortstop. In the meantime, it's only a 4-run game with a man at first base. And hopefully Alexei is going to be okay. Because the way he's been swinging the bat and playing defense, you could ill afford to lose him for any length of time.
So 1 out, 1 on. That'll bring up the switch hitting center fielder, Melky Cabrera, who is 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the second, went out to right in the fifth. He walked in the seventh. Big rip underneath it. Souvenir left side. And once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Mark Burley against Tim Hudson. If you can't make it to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet right here. High and wide.
National League having a pretty good night tonight in interleague play, but the American League came in at 92 and 76 in head-to-head play to this point in interleague play.
Big hat, no count on that swing. Double him up. That one up out over the plate a little bit, so the count hangs at 1-2. Washington, the nasty Nats, defeat Kansas City 4-3. And that's popped up right side. Beckham, 2 down. That'll bring up Brooks Conrad, switch hitting third baseman, who's 1 for 3.
He'll turn around for the first time tonight and hit from the left side. That is his best side by far. All his home runs have come with a left-hand hitter, and he comes in hitting .277 from the left side.
So it's been a lively crowd tonight as they come to their feet looking for out number 3 in the end of this first of 3-game series with the Braves. The ball hit hard into right field. Nobody's going to get that one. It's off the bottom of the wall. So Infante is going to score. And it's a 9-6 ball game. That was just a bullet.
That ball just kept taking off over the head of Carlos Quentin. It's a 3-run lead. 3 runs batted in for Conrad. He has 15 this year, and he crushes this ball. Fortunately, he doesn't get it up. And AJ now going out to talk with Linebrink. And here comes Ozzy, and he's most likely going to go to the pen.
Bobby Jenks. It's a shame you got a 9-4 lead and you got to get Bobby Jenks up and bring him in. So he does enter the ball game, and we'll be back.
Is Bobby Jenks, and it is a save situation. Bobby comes into this at 1-1, ERA 4.39. It's been shrinking lately. On for the 29th time. He's been successful 14 of his 15 save opportunities. And he inherits Conrad at second base with a tying run in the on-deck circle. That's Jason Hayward, and that's why it is a save situation.
So now the tying run comes to the on-deck circle. And here's a tough customer, Martin Prado, who's 2 for 4, a homer and a triple. Little comebacker, one pitch, one out. This ball game is over. So the Sox pick up their 7th straight win. They are now 11-2 in interleague play. And as we speak, I believe Milwaukee is leading Minnesota by a score of 7-3. So Johnny Danks, what a comeback for the 25-year-old southpaw.
I thought John Danks, who got off to a rough start, was absolutely brilliant after the first couple of innings. When he gave up a leadoff home run, then he got out of the first, had some problems in the second, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, and then slammed the door the rest of the way until finally giving way in the 8th inning. A well-deserved 7th victory for John Danks, and a red-hot ball club has won the first of a 6-game homestand.
And let's check out our GMC player of the game. It is Johnny Danks. Gave up the run in the first, 2 in the second, and settled down after that. And did not give up but 2 other hits. Our GMC player of the game. And right now, let's go down with Kip Lewis.
All right, Hawk, thank you very much. I'm in front of the Sox dugout here with Carlos Quentin. Your home run there in the 4th really blew this game open. First of all, take us through your home run, what you saw there.
Well, we got some guys on base. Paulie's been swinging it unbelievably. I got a fastball up, and I was just looking to get a single, try to get a run in, and good swing, ball out of the park, and that's about it.
You guys are 9-1 the last 10 games. What's been the difference, especially with the hitting? It just seems like everyone's come together at the same time.
Our pitching's done an unbelievable job. First and foremost, I can't say enough about what they've done. They've given us a chance every single time we've been out there, even when we haven't given them runs. And, when we have given them runs, they've definitely taken advantage of it. But you can't say enough about our pitching staff. You
mentioned the pitching. Talk about what Danks did here for you guys tonight.
Johnny did great. He gave a couple early, but settled down.
And he was John Danks again tonight, and that's great. We can really count on him.
Carlos, appreciate your time. Carlos Quentin, everyone. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Kip Lewis and Carlos. So, for my partner, Steve Stone, our director, Jim Andrew, our producer, Mike Larry, our associate producer tonight, Cat Lyson, our technical manager, Mark Harper, the executive producer, Jim Cornell Jr., and for the man who runs this booth up here, the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, and up here in the booth with us, Mike Mayor, Frank D'Amato. This is a home. So long, everybody.